telling jokes and having smokes, riding bikes all through the night. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian. Coffee ice no matter what. Now you know he likes it in the butt. It's a wild ride when you're being Ian, being Ian. And life is shit, but you're positive. Let's find out what it's like to live a life being Ian, being Ian.
With Jordan.
Call him the truffle pig.
He is a truffle pig.
He's a truffle pig because he just goes around and just for little bags of money. But they're truffles.
And then he Zoom calls you. Oh, are we on? He Zoom calls you from his house in fucking
Nantucket.
Patagonia. Yeah, Nantucket.
Yeah. This is all on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we recording?
And he's like, hey, how you hold up in the pandemic? You're like, just cans of tuna.
I know. When we had to talk about like, hey, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Being Ian with Jordan and our nice guest.
Uh-oh, we got the autism sweater on today.
Yes, dude.
Uh-oh.
Chris.
Yes, I like that you told us that you were intermittent fasting, and it looks good, but you look like you've intermittent fasted to the 1970s.
Thank
you. You look like a young retarded boy from the 1970s.
In porn.
Yes. And I love velvet couches.
Let me tell you something real quick.
Retarded.
Do you start the show like that?
Yeah.
What is that? It's not. That's not a vuvuzela. That
is
is
a shofar.
A shofar.
Yes.
So here's how much times have changed. Go ahead. Because I wouldn't. Yes. Because I, of course, would never do this now. But like 10 years ago, when I was living with my boys, one of my friends, bachelor guy, married now, but back then, bachelor guy would have sex with like a ton of girls. Like there were always different girls coming in. And we used to do this thing where every time, like it was the morning and like we heard like a girl leaving, he would text and he would be like, hit it. And we would blow that vuvuzela as she was walking out. And like she never knew, the girl never knew except one who came back. Because most of the times it was just like one, like a pump and dump. Like they would have sex and then they wouldn't talk anymore or whatever. And then one girl like came like in two separate times. And then her friend who they didn't know knew each other came two separate times and both heard that vuvuzela thing or that horn thing and got fucking pissed at him. They're like, is this what you do?
Really?
They're not pissed that he fucked two of their buddies. They're pissed that his buddies blow an instrument.
He had a huge Colombian cock.
Whoa.
So it's very difficult. It was very difficult to be mad at our Colombian friend.
Yeah.
But every time I hear that, I think of that where it's like, again, back then, whatever, like we're, again, 10 years ago different, but it's like, there's no way a 19-year-old would even think about doing that today. Because will just that is assault.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be, but it is.
No, it's silly fun.
I don't know. I think that it's the only thing that they have left. So I think there might be more of that tomfoolery now. They're like, now that we can't rape, that's off the table. They're literally.
Wait.
I know.
And Jordan, when you mean we can't, you mean we shouldn't?
I mean,
no,
technically speaking.
I'm sorry, because I didn't get any feedback, so I had to just I'm kidding. Yeah.
Most of us.
We'll do this. When we say ridiculous things,
speak it to the mic.
No.
And that's the joke horn.
Yes.
I see. Yeah. I went like this, and then you did joke horn, and I went like this.
Put it back.
Put it right back. No, technically more women want to be raped than ever, and technically more women
That's
are not
her
lately.
theory.
You think that more do?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's interesting you say that. I had a conversation just the other day. Actually, this was at my daughter's baptism. This was at
perfect,
my 1-year-old,
right on brand.
Yep, at my 1-year-old's daughter's baptism, me, my girlfriend, and her family were talking
about... Your wife?
What? Well, yeah, wife. Well, we're technically not married, but yes, wife. We have 3 kids.
Yeah.
I see a Gene Simmons, Shannon Tweed thing for you.
What does that mean?
They have a family, been together, monogamous, like 40 years, but they never got married. And that's kind of like the cool thing where it's like, yeah, we're together and we don't need this.
I think where it comes from for me, and something we go back and forth with it, the both of us, Jasmine and I. For me, number one, I'm a product of divorce. So it's a very thing where I'm like, I didn't like growing up with the divorce. I always would wish my parents were just together, and just because I would always have to hear about how bad the divorce was and how much money my dad had to get. And I don't want that. But also, I think because Jasmine and I had children first, right? We had children before the marriage, which most people do the marriage, then the children. Because we did that, I feel like this connection to her that like can never be broken.
Unbreakable.
That will be for the remainder of our lives. I will be connected to her. So it feels silly to me now to be like, well, what, a piece of paper in a Catholic church with all the scandals that went on? Why? We are connected through a higher power.
Yes.
This is enough. I would never disrespect you in any way.
Well, the only reason is that she would want a wedding. Women usually like weddings.
Well, I asked her, I said, would you like a wedding or would you like I'm going to pay for everything, like a trip to Sicily?
Nice.
Like, let's just go to Sicily. And she was like, Sicily. I was like, so we'll go to Sicily.
Oh, that's the best.
What it is. Yeah.
That's great.
Girl.
And also, if you're never married, it technically, well, you're not really my wife. When I was throwing it around town.
Do you want to tase yourself every time Ian makes you feel crazy? Do you want to?
You'll tase yourself?
It's part of intermittent fasting.
Yeah, do it.
Do you want to see me do it and then you'll feel comfortable doing it? Or do you
I
want
don't want to
do
tase myself.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, the
Fair,
reason why I don't,
fair.
no. The reason why I don't, because I would, but the reason why I don't, and this is true, is I have to shit like it's right there. Like I'm crowning.
Oh,
and so,
yes.
and
we are a shit positive podcast. So if you need to shit if you need to shit and then shower, that's something that happens frequently.
I have a shower.
Well, I just peed in
have a shit.
instead of the toilet bowl. and I think that with us, I think that what I've learned about, performing is I usually hold in a shit or a piss before every time I go on stage to do a podcast. It keeps me in the game. Like I've noticed a couple of times you've stared off just in 2 minutes. You don't have to shit or piss.
Yeah.
So you should have held it in.
Yeah.
She's got a lot up here, nothing down here.
Once she starts paying attention, like she has to shit, and that's the Jordan I want.
I noticed that too. Just middle distance stare to the corner.
I forget what I was thinking about.
It was kind of when he brought up love.
Yeah. That's really what happened. I started thinking about Leonard Cohen Leonard Cohen and this woman Marianne Jensen had this on and off again relationship, and then I was thinking about how I'm in an on and off again relationship, and how my name's Jensen and her name's Jensen, and maybe I'm just forever doomed. And then I had the thought that I don't want to be the woman in that. I want to be the man, the one in control, the one being like, I'm too busy. And when Marianne died, he wrote her a sweet letter being like, hey, I'll see you on the other side. I've always loved you. And I'm like, I don't want to be that woman who's already dead. And he's being like, hey, I know I dumped you 1,000 times. I want to be the guy who's like, see, I'm busy. And then now here we are.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's where I went.
That's where I went.
And now that's been a Jordan journey.
I like the Jordan journeys.
Me too. You know what I mean? Why do I always have to put my side just because we have the same last name?
Right.
I'm Leonard Cohen. I'm fucking Leonard Cohen.
Right.
I'm doing shit. I'm busy. I'm the one being like, baby, hold on. I got to go on a walkabout. I'll be back. That's not the case, though, in reality. In reality, I'm being... But that's going to turn around today.
Yes. So let me get back to the rape conversation at my kid's baptism.
Yeah.
So
let's get back to that.
Let's get back. Yes.
It's been really hard. Okay.
So what?
Rape the baby at your
so
baptism.
what? Yes. So what she said.
So you were at
that's
a
how we get
baptism
baptized
and
at the church
rape came
now.
up. Yes.
So it was a Staten Island baptism. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
But what we were speaking
You're either
about,
planning one or talking about one that happened.
that's what it is. Or you just got out of prison for one.
course,
It's as we go around.
Yeah.
So what the females were taught, Jasmine and her family, she is very, one family member, very, very smart, intelligent, forward-thinking, progressive woman. She was like, it's not that, I want to be held against my will or anything like that. She goes, but it's very sexy that when a man shows me that he has power over me. And she said, it's also very sexy when I want a man to look at my ass. I want a man to be where I have to be like, hey, eyes up here. She's like, this movement of the younger generation of this feminism. She's like, I am a feminist. I believe in woman power, but it's also like, you have to like look at me and make me feel sexy. Don't just try to be all proper and cute with me. She was like, that's gay.
Yeah,
she was like,
totally.
She's like, I am the
It's
driest.
like the Victorian era.
Yeah.
Yes. She was like, hold the door for me, be chivalrous, but don't
Slap
look at my
ass if I'm
ass.
walking
Yes,
away.
she was like on a first date, if a guy, we were having a good time and a guy was like, you're just so hot, like all I do is think about having sex with you. She's like, I'm not saying I'd have sex with him, but it would really be like, I would love that. She was like, now I feel like when I go on the train or I'm walking to work, less guys look at me and it makes me feel ugly.
Becoming an old bag.
She was that's what I said.
Rapidly.
Well, I said it's Jasmine's cousin, but I said, let me tell you something. Britt. I said, you have gorgeous tits.
Yeah.
I said, and I've looked at them since I've met Jasmine 8 years ago. I've only thought about having sex with you.
Yeah.
And she said she felt good about it. And
Yeah.
Jasmine punched me in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy last night said a guy grazed her arm while she was walking by and grabbed her hand and pulled her in towards him and went, "I need to know your name." And she was like soaked.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Wow.
Yeah, totally.
And she liked that.
Yeah.
Now,
That's a bit much.
Yeah, she was in Mexico.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, there you
That
go.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
you like either I cut your head off or you tell me your name. Your choice, sweetie.
Yeah.
I'm in the cartel.
Totally. One or the other.
Yeah.
I'm into the cutting of the head off. I like the, I
that'd be
want to be,
hilarious.
I like the full, you're in fear of your life because it makes my brain shut off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
If I really feel like I'm like, oh, this is yeah.
Well, it's tough because I have a young stepson, like a teenage stepson who's, starting to talk to girls, like whatever.
Yeah, how do you navigate that?
And it's tough because you don't really know how to tell him like what's okay and what's not, other than I'm like, hey, just, be nice to girls, look them in the eye, like say hi, like, but it's like, you don't know even that. I swear to God, I said to my stepson, I was like, you talking to any girls? Like, yeah, I like a couple of girls. And I was like, oh, good. I was like, do you talk to them? And he was like, yeah. I said, what do you open up with? And he was like, well, like it's tough. He's like, because the one girl I like, I swear, he goes, the one girl I like doesn't identify as a girl.
Yeah.
So she's a girl. I know she's a girl, but she doesn't like to be called that. So I don't know what to say. He goes, I don't know like how I'm supposed to talk to her. And I was
Sup,
like,
freak?
well, I said,
That's a
you know
good
what,
intro.
buddy? I said, you're going to have to talk to your real father about that.
Yeah.
I'm your stepdad.
Yeah. I'm not here for this. I don't even know why we're in the same room
Yeah,
right now.
I was like, I love you to a point, and I don't know.
We just hit that point. We just bumped up against that bumper.
I actually have too much shit going on in my career to give you the wrong answer. So, talk to dad about that.
Yeah.
But it is a thing that these kids have to navigate. Like, because a lot of times I thought, oh, well, that stuff's just on TV. That's in the media. Like, there's no kids acting that way.
Bro.
But it's on Staten Island, my own kid's school is like, no, this girl does that. She
That's
identifies
funny
as a guy.
that
Or
it's on Staten Island. It's like, no, I ain't a girl. I
Yeah.
identify as a thing. Hey, lick my they clit.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, what's funny about Staten Island? I love it, but I love living on Staten Island. It's fun. It's good. Place. Got a nice house. We got a backyard and everything. We got stuff like that I never had. But it's funny how like my daughter's school just doesn't play by it's a different school than where my stepson goes. My daughter goes to like an all-girl school. And so
there is no they, them at the all girls.
No. And it's
Wow.
like hardcore Catholic. So they literally, my daughter came home last year with a worksheet. She's only in first grade, worksheet like that you have to color in, things. And it was like about gender roles and like learning like what men do, what women do. And and the coloring sheet was for the man was a guy with a utility belt and a hammer, and the woman was, I swear to God, the woman had a frying pan and she was making eggs. And it was from like the 70s, and it's like they're still using that today.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a problem with it. We thought it was fucking hilarious.
It's great.
hilarious.
It's so funny.
And she was like, she actually said, she was like, oh, in my house, she was like, my mommy does more of the fixing and my dad does more of the cooking.
Is a gay man. Oh,
exactly.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a gay man.
Yeah.
And I think you and I bond like that.
Yes.
People look at us and like, are they gay?
Yeah.
Or are they straight? They
Yeah.
don't know. And you know what? They'll never know.
They're never gonna know.
They'll never know.
They'll always assume,
Yeah.
we're not. And maybe someday we'll make the switch.
Yeah, the truth is Jordan straps on a double-ended dildo and fucks me in the ass.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
both.
the truth. Now it's out there.
Yeah.
You're
ladies and
hard to
gentlemen.
peg because you're also into that.
Yes.
You're hard to peg.
Yes. That's actually my next tattoo.
Let me hold you down.
Yeah.
Make it easier.
And yeah, I know it is good to have sexual fluidity though, Ian. I think you're very free with who you are as a person. And I
Yeah.
respect that. But I don't know that I could kiss a guy. I think about it, but I don't know if I could do it.
It is.
I think Italian is the thing about it too, because you're Italian. I think Italian men are more effeminate and there's more, although they don't go to therapy because.
Well, look at us.
Yeah,
I
there's
need
a
more jewelry.
grooming thing that happened, but I also think that like Italian women are really abrasive.
Yes.
Which in this generation, like my mom is a very abrasive Italian woman, and she just is like, fuck you to her husband at the time. I'm going to build the house with you. I can fucking do
Right.
whatever you want to do because I'm an aggressive. So I think that might also have to do with the gender thing.
Yeah, and Jasmine is Puerto Rican, so Puerto Rican is, it's very, very like
Caliente.
sex-based cult, not sex-based, but it's like, they're sexual and they're open about
passionate,
passionate, open
Yes.
about sexuality. So like, like she will like hear me say something like really gay on a podcast or Instagram, like, you know, all the fucking bits that I'll, you know, we'll all do. Yeah, bits. I'm like,
Yeah.
And what's it like to kiss a man? As jokes.
And it will be like she'll take the turn. Like I feel like other girls like that. There was a point where Jasmine and I were co-parenting and broken up, and I went on a couple of dates with like, you know, these like 25-year-old like white girls from like, you know, like New like Coachella, and they were like, you know, like be who you are. Like support, like I fucks with like effeminate men. Yeah. Where Jasmine's like
way too good of an impression.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
That woman lives inside me.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was a personality of mine.
That was unbelievable. I fucks with. I haven't even. Okay,
because that's how they are.
Yeah.
But where Jasmine will go the other way and be like, you do that gay shit, you're gonna come in this bedroom and I'm gonna show you that you're not fucking gay. Like I'm gonna fucking suck the gay. And so that's what she goes the other way, where she's not homophobe at all. She has our uncle's gay. We have a lot of gay people in our family, but she's like, you're the fucking man. Yeah. And I'm gonna remind you that you're and then she'll like grab my dick and nuts, and I'm like, I guess I'm not gay.
Yeah. That's good. You're okay, right? You're all right in your home life. You can tell us if you need some support. We'll help you. This basement, there's an extra bedroom.
Yeah, well, I know. Well, there'll be a body swinging from the ceiling any day. I mean, the editor of this podcast looks like Kurt Cobain with brown hair.
Oh, don't deflect here. Don't deflect here. No, I'm fine. This dude's dumb. This dude's weird and dumb.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Yeah. No, I love my life. Yeah. Look at him. Look at him over there.
No, you have a guy who's clearly like a suicidal TikToker in a basement with no windows. You have him chained up like he's in a fucking basement in Cleveland.
We had to have a meeting about it last night.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a meeting about how to not abuse Ethan so much. Yeah. And Ian is just strapping on the fucking Proton package and shooting at me and Ethan.
Right? How cool is that?
This actually shoots like goo.
Buddy.
No, it doesn't shoot goop.
See that? No, stop. See those switches? Flick them on.
This?
Yeah. Yep. Hold on.
Okay. I got it.
Wow.
Yep. Now flick this.
Flick.
Now press that button.
Which button?
The gun, the trigger.
What? Oh, this?
Yeah. Take it off. Pull that out. Yeah.
Wait.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't even know where the
Turn
trigger
it upside
is.
down.
Where's the trigger?
There is a button.
Right there.
Where?
Button.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, that says activate?
Yeah.
And now what?
Hold on. Now activate.
Now activate?
Yeah.
Hold on.
What the fuck? It turned off.
Now hit it.
Hit activate?
Yeah, go ahead.
What am I supposed to do?
Hit activate.
I'm hitting it.
Now go. Now press it.
Press this.
Oh.
You're some sort of retard.
Intensify.
This is not great there.
Wow. Is this all it does?
No. Now you can let go. Now hold it. That's slime.
Whoa. This is one of those things that like you buy, like I buy my stepson, it's just a fucking letdown.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you want this thing to explode.
Yeah.
This is sick though.
Look at how well made it is.
Yeah.
Well, where did you
Isn't
get
that
this?
cool?
This is like a
So I got it from Hasbro Pulse, and they did a Jesus Christ.
I told you, my girl does all the fixing and stuff.
Dude, that's like the one time my cup holder came off the side of my truck and Ronan tried to put it back on.
Yeah,
and it's
oh my
like
God, yeah.
shitty cup holders that just go into the window that I bought on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I'm watching him just tap it against the door as if it was gonna
Where's the button?
There was no, he's just pushing this little plastic piece of junk against the wall of my, and I just we were at a red light and I was just like, surely he will. And he just and put it down.
But you and Ian are like anomalies in comedy because you know how to fix things and can build things and could probably have had a successful career outside arts. Where most of us, myself definitely, because I was so bad at like fixing or being anything like a guy like should do, like putting up sheetrock. I don't even know how to paint. I know how to do nothing. Like sometimes I get upset where I'm like, I'll see other, girls like my daughter's friends be like, oh, so-and-so's dad built them a tree house. And I'm like, I couldn't even open the box for the treehouse. There's
no box.
I don't know how to do anything, like zero. But
could you build a treehouse, you think?
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Here's the thing. You're incredibly smart and intelligent when it comes to like medicine. You were like a physical therapist.
Yes.
That's a whole different type of brain that we don't have.
Well, but I'd rather build a treehouse for my 7-year-old than stretch her hamstring.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but you're a dad who can afford to hire somebody like us to do it.
Well, but see, it's interesting because I thought, my mom would always say, honey, like either, with like a woman, like she could tell at like 15, 16, she's like, he's like borderline, like a retard. Like he doesn't know how to build anything, like he's not a guy, like he's having allergic reactions in Boy Scouts. Like this
wearing
is bad.
Dresses,
This is bad. He wants to be in the NBA. He's like a 5'10" white kid with scoliosis. Like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So she said to me, she was like, like for a woman, like for like a wife, like moving forward, she was like, you're either gonna have to like know how to like build stuff and do things like that or make money.
Yeah.
So she's like, you're going to have one or the other. If you can't do either, then it's going to be tough for you, no matter how.
Did she say that?
I swear to God, she was like, I just want you to be happy. I want you to have a family. I want you to do those things. And she was like, you need to figure out like something. And then, we thought of physical therapy. So she was like, that's good. That'll be a good career. You're helping people, like that'll be good. And then with comedy, now it's like, I don't even do physical therapy anymore. I just do comedy. But for the longest time, I was like, okay, I'm doing okay in comedy. And I like right now I have got my kitchen. I had to get a couple of like new parts, and there's a guy in there like building my kitchen, and I can see like Jasmine, even though like I'm doing well, we have this nice house. Jasmine's like subtly gets mad at me. She's like, you can't even put up like, you don't even know like what a backsplash is. And I'm like,
God.
I know.
That is so brutal.
Because I could tell that like the money thing matters less. A woman wants to feel protected.
My uncle's wife fucked the contractor. My uncle made a bunch of money. Contractor. Sorry.
I'm 2 hours away and she knows that.
Ethan's games, TikTok dumb.
You know what, Ethan? It's the perfect time to kill yourself right now. Either you do it or I do it, because Jordan has just told me, because women all know what the truth is, and we're dumb men, that the contractor's having sex with her right now. Having sex with her right now.
Joke.
So, well, you know what, Mr. Contractor, if you're having sex with her, have fun with the chlamydia she may have gotten last week.
Okay.
Women love a guy that's just not
and as she brings up the example I've been fearing.
As
just
you walk out of the house, she's like, you don't even know what a backsplash is. And he's like, I'm going to splash all over this bitch's back.
I know. Yeah, the guy's...
that was good.
Yeah, he's on the ladder like, But I do feel like now, because it's one of those things where like I almost got like angry at my dad. I was like, why did you ever teach me any of this? He was like, I was in prison. Like literally I was in jail. You know this. But he said to me, he was like, you know what? Because he's 77 years old now. And he was like, you know what I'll say to you though, Chris? You're still young. Like, right? You can go learn this shit.
You can.
He was like, honestly, he was like, why not? Fine, you're a comedian, but why is that your only identity?
We can film it. You want to film me teaching you?
Yes.
We'll bring tools.
Well, he said, he was like, I'm sure at least one
I'll
of your
wear
friends
the Proton pack.
There it is. And
Zap.
the first video will be me trying to figure out how to turn it on.
Yeah.
No, but because he was like, why not? Like, he was like, in a year, you can learn how to do this. Like, you can just learn, or go, on your days off, like go shadow a construction worker, like do something. Like, you don't have to just be a comedian.
If you volunteered with like Habitat for Humanity or something, or showed up on a site, you would help and like learn and everything. That's how I learned. I went down and
it's okay if I don't know anything. They don't make fun of you for that. They're like, fine.
Yeah. You'll be like a helper and then you'll learn.
Teaches people. She's a contractor and she makes fun of them. But to me,
right.
To me later.
I can take it. I just don't want to get yelled at. You can abuse me all day.
They take retards, Down syndrome, 100%.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Then I'm in.
You're in.
Yeah.
No, go and like volunteer.
I wanted to film something where I'm like teaching like Racine how to do stuff. So
dude,
you know
we should do that.
Like a YouTube.
That would be fun.
It would be
or
fun.
if we built like a portico or something.
What's that?
What?
What's a portico?
Portico? You don't know a portico?
No, what's a portico?
Portico? That's like at a house on in the front door. It's got like beams and then a little roof.
Okay.
The awning thing.
Yeah.
That's a portico?
Look it up.
Wow.
Look
Is
it
that
up.
different than a treehouse?
No, same thing.
So that's interesting. So maybe that's the way to get into it. Then we'll do it. We'll film and I'll
would
build.
be so fun.
I'm learning and you're and we're both on and we're kind of being able to be comedians.
Yeah.
Because I thought I thought that
you're talking about a porch. A portico is massive.
No, a portico can be smaller than that.
You're a dumb fucking asshole.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Blow the horn. Don't mean it.
I thought you were saying it was specifically the little thing over that. I was like, why would we build that? Yeah. No, we could build something. We could build something down here for Ethan to play around in, like a little hamster.
Like
tubes.
a little guillotine.
Yeah.
A little gallow we can build.
Just a little tiny gallow.
That'd be so nice.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
We were almost on a construction.
I know.
was almost
Yes,
your guy.
I know.
We're almost on a great construction show. And I literally was our manager at the time, Rick Dorfman, aka the Truffle Pig, my guy.
Yeah.
Ricky Dorfman. I love him. And I said, because we were looking for a co-host, we wanted somebody who, like, I was the comic guy, I don't know anything about construction, you fucking idiot. Like that was the bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, they wanted an actual construction worker who was a comic. And so we're going to these people, it's all guys. And then Rick says to me, he goes, well, I got a client, Jordan Jensen's girl, but she's a construction worker. And then he showed me a tape. I was like, I told the network, I was like, this is her. Like, no more auditions. Like, if you real, I want to do this show. I'm a part of this show. I want it to be her.
Sweet.
I need it to be
sweet.
her. And I was like, Rick, like
We had a great chem test.
Yeah, it was great. And then how TV goes, it's one of those things where it just fucking, they were like, we're going with somebody else because of reasons out of the control. But then,
Can we say the reasons? We can say the reasons.
well, only reason we can't is because I want to just say I love that show so much. I'll tell you guys why I can't say after. Because all I want to say on camera is that I fucking love that show.
Okay.
And I loved it. I'm sorry you couldn't be a part of it, but you and then it's funny because so then after that happens, I get on another TV show, which again I can't talk about yet, but we'll talk about soon. Another TV show that actually Jordan was a part of.
Yes.
And I had submitted all these people, friends and whatever. And Ian had texted me one day. He goes, yo, did you ever hear back? And I said, bro, we're going through, again, pushing for you the way I pushed for Jordan. And
He would have been so good on it.
well, I said, and if there is a second season, you're in.
Awesome.
If
Thank
there
you.
is. So, because I said, it was like, I have like multiple priority picks, and you're one. I was like, I got it. Come on.
I'm cut out from it. I have to be cut out. The things I was saying was insane.
No. That's in.
Wow.
I haven't seen it, but like some of the cuts I have seen is like, wow,
Well,
this
really?
is wild.
Oh,
What they're letting
okay.
people say, which is kind of cool. But it's funny is because I tell Ian goes, text me. He's like, am I in, and I said, no, the network, like I tried to push for you, whatever, but they just wanted to go a different direction. And there was one spot open, and that spot that was open that didn't go to you went to Jordan. It went to your podcast host. When I saw who showed up, I was like, hilarious. It went to his podcast.
I didn't know. That's crazy.
It's so funny because I was like, what a coinky dick. And I said when you guys, when you said come to the pod, I said, I got to tell that story on their podcast. But the reason why is because that seat was for a woman. They were like, the reason why it was because they were strictly
so
like,
they went to the closest
I was
one.
like, literally Ian's by. And they were like, we don't believe it. And I was like, he's got a fucking pussy.
He's more of a minority than I am.
Yeah, he's way more of a woman than you are,
Yes.
too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes. But I was
Way
like,
more of a
how funny is that?
diversity
But I
Hilarious. I love that. I love any story that's funnier than it is for like success. So that's great.
Yeah, because and the thing is, I think
I borrow some money?
I got
no, you didn't. None of us got paid that much for that one. Yeah, no.
I got humiliated on it too. She was like hair and makeup, and I was like, no, thank you. And she's like, we'll just do what you do, only just a little bit. TV.
The food
I
is
look
here.
like a fucking toddler in tiara. My shirt's ripped that I wore there. It's like a ripped, torn kind of vintage shirt, and then I just have full curls. Big
you
eye
look
makeup.
good. That was great.
No, it was
no,
insane.
stop. Be nice to yourself. You looked
you
great.
looked great.
I
Yeah.
look.
No. You had makeup on. You didn't look dead like you do now, but you looked great.
You look great. You look like you looked. One of the producers said, because I have the thing in the mirror. One of the producers said, I want to rape her.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Connect us.
Yes.
Connect us.
Yes.
Yes. Allow us to interface.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but yeah. But,
That's great.
Oh. Are you excited about your Philadelphia Eagles, you little piece of shit?
Yeah.
Oh, I lost $200 on that.
Eagles.
Dude, so they played the Giants. Well, this will be 2 weeks ago by the time this comes out, but they played the Giants last week, and I was like talking crap to some of my Philly friends. I was like, Giants are going to pull it out. They were like, there's no way the Giants are going to beat the Eagles. And then it got so, here's the truth. It got so bad. It was 28-0 at halftime that in an effort to make me feel better because I felt so horrible, I put on the Casey Anthony documentary. I watched the Casey Anthony documentary and didn't turn it back. I was like, I feel so much happier watching Casey Anthony lie about killing her kid than watching these Giants
I need to
get
see more suffering.
punted.
I was on stage looking through glass at Governors, looking through glass at the screen. So I would be telling a joke and I'd be like, no, that's not a 0 still, is it? That's crazy.
I did that for the Phillies in the final game of the World Series. I was on stage at a rock venue in Ohio. It's fucking packed. It was really fun.
No,
And
I'm saying, but you're such a big Phillies fan to be doing a show
I got
for
a
your
Phillies
team.
shirt on, and there's one TV at the bar, and I'm like, you got a college football game on? The fucking world, put it on!
Yes.
And so I was like in the middle of a joke, and I'm like, the Subway's weird. Yes! Home run! Anyways, and then I saw them losing in real time on the stage, and
crazy.
I was just like,
But
Dude,
sports is so fun. Like I remember this one story. Like my parents were divorced, right, growing up. But there was like a moment. There was like 3 months of like where my mom was like, maybe I'll take your dad back. Like we're talking, like maybe it's possible, whatever. And so I remember, but my dad was like a lunatic. Like the reason why they divorced in the first place, because he's like a lunatic, like, like get hot, yell about sports, gamble, all that, like fun stuff, but like stuff that like you can't say married to him, but like for guys, we're like, this guy's legit the man. I always loved my dad. My mom would tell stories about like, can you believe your father did this? I'd be like, I love that guy. That's awesome. I can't believe I came out of his balls. But but I remember like, it was so funny. Like my mom was like, okay, it's one weekend. She was like, your dad's going to come. He's going to stay over. It's not nothing. I was a little bit old. I was like 8 or 9. I could understand.
Jesus.
And she was
still
like
too young to be like, we're not going to fuck.
Yeah.
Just titty play.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, your dad will play with my ass a little bit. But she was like, don't like get too excited, whatever. Like we're just trying it out, whatever. So I was like, great. So I remember my dad was in the house. He had come over. It was a Saturday afternoon. My dad was in the house for maybe an hour when the New York Knicks were playing the Indiana Pacers, and there was a moment in the Knicks, if you're a fan, where Patrick Ewing could have won the game if he would have just dunked, but instead he tried to finger roll and it hit the back of the rim, and the Knicks lost at the buzzer, a game they could have and should have won. I believe that got them eliminated from the playoffs. Like it was like one of those like times when they were like could have went to the NBA championship. And my dad, I was sitting like in my living room, kind of like this, and my dad grabbed one of my participation trophies. Not that's all I ever got is participation trophy.
Of course.
And threw it at the TV and broke the TV. And within an hour, my mother literally was in the kitchen, I swear, in the kitchen making sandwiches, turned around, she goes, Tony, get out. And then that was it. And it was over. Like immediately she was like, you are out of here. And he never came back.
Wow.
And I was like, holy smokes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those things where like my mom was mad and she was like, do you understand why like dad can't live here? And I was like, no, I think that guy's awesome.
No,
he literally
TV should have broken.
He could have shown me how to fix a TV.
Yes. Instead now, Mom, you know what you did to me now, Mom? Now the mother of my children is having sex with the contractor
Right
because
now.
of you, because you didn't let my dad stay when he lit the house on fire, when he threw my participation trophy through the TV.
That
Because
is-
showing me how to fix things. But you want to ruin it. You're selfish.
Was he on like an apology tour after that? Was he trying really hard? Or was he like, I know what I did?
Well, no, he said like it was funny how like just different, like that's how I learned a lot about like relationships, I think, through them, because my mom threw him out, and my dad like the next day called me. He was like, you understand now why I just can't live with that woman, right? Like he never said like sorry about it. He was like, you understand, like she's crazy.
You saw the game. You saw what the TV did to me.
He was like, she doesn't understand my emotions.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you want? Like a break room where you just get to go break stuff? And maybe that would have helped their marriage. But it is like, but now my dad's been remarried to my stepmom, who's great for 30 plus years.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I see, and that's another reason why without getting married, I'm like, I've seen divorce. I've seen people stay together. I'm like, I just like having children. I like being their dad. I like being in a relationship with Jasmine. I'm like, I don't know what, it just feels like things got complicated with my parents because they were married. And then all I ever heard was about the divorce and the money, who gets what. I was like, if they would have just broken up, then I would have just probably, they're little, they don't like each other for romantic reasons that a child's not involved in. I would have just seen two people who love me, who are not complaining about why so-and-so got that house and got this money and whatever.
Did you get a streak of the trophy whipping? You got a little bit of wall punch in you?
No, I never really got angry like that. The only time I would say I would get like a little mad playing sports, like I actually, somebody just, I never thought it was like this, but somebody just sent me, one friend of mine sent me a video of me and my friends playing basketball when we were like 14, and like, at this park, Farmers Oval in Ridgewood, where I grew up, Queens. And I like always thought, like when I was in college or growing up, I was always like, I'm sensitive to others. Like I understand it's just a game, whatever. And then there's video of me at 14. My friend Wayne misses a lets his guy go past him, and he hits a layup. And
Just
I take
N-word,
the ball
hard N-word.
and I fucking throw it up the fence. I'm like, Wayne, you're a fucking asshole. Fuck you, play fucking defense. And I'm like, who is that guy? I never thought I was that guy, because so I hear, in comedy, like, oh, Chris is a nice guy, he's a calm guy, and I'm like, no, that I must have been a lunatic when I was a kid. But your memory, like your brain does a good job of just being like, that wasn't you, you're this person.
Yeah, I saw a lot of violence growing up, and I would go to ski club, and I would never put skis on. I would just go into the mess hall where everybody was eating, and I would just beat the shit out of girls.
Good.
Every day, every week we would go, and me and this other friend would gear up. We just chuck ketchup until somebody's like, what the fuck? And then we'd be like, oh, what the fuck? You want to go? And then we would just beat.
Where did you grow up?
Ithaca.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to Ithaca in May.
What are you going to do there?
I got a one night in Buffalo, one night in Ithaca, and one night in Albany.
What are you doing in Ithaca? The State Theater?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
And the rest of your life
Yeah.
in a coffin because you could have killed yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean,
no, Ithaca's beautiful. Ithaca be really
is
nice.
Buffalo the
gorgeous.
furthest, and then coming back towards New York City, is that the good route? Buffalo's the furthest, then Ithaca's a little closer, then Albany's a little closer to New York?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. I like it when it's that, because sometimes, like,
Dude,
I'll do a show. Like one time I had a show in Rochester, then Atlantic City. Then the next day was Syracuse. I was like, what did I do this for?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But that's good routing then.
Ithaca's going to be good. Go to Asia Cuisine. Understated best restaurant ever.
Asia Cuisine.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what the podcast is sponsored by.
Yeah.
Asia Cuisine. Is it a buffet?
It's so good. No, they like just they hand make all the they home make all the noodles and stuff. It
They
just
make
is the
them by
best Asian
hand.
They
place.
make it by hand, yeah.
Yeah, they hand make.
Yeah.
They hand make.
You can hand make.
You can hand make.
Okay. I'll go to Asia Cuisine.
Go to
Cuisine.
Asia.
I'm going to go there, dude.
Go.
You'll see it and you'll be like,
Do
what
it.
did Jordan say? And then you'll get the food, and it's
I know.
unreal.
I'm bringing Mike Cannon with me. I'm going to let him try
Nice.
first.
Oh, that's so funny. He's coming
today.
in an hour
Wow.
to do the
Mike's
podcast.
coming in an hour?
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
Stick
dude.
around. Your wife's already getting dick down. You don't have to go
Doesn't
back.
matter.
Yeah, you don't want to
I'm
interrupt
going to eat my sandwich in front of him and be like, you didn't get this.
Yeah.
You gray hair piece of shit.
Yeah, he
Dye
does
your
it.
hair. What are you doing,
Yeah,
Cannon?
I like his salt and pepper hair.
Oh,
Mike
it's
Cannon.
hot.
Yeah.
Mike's hot, right?
He's hot.
Very hot.
He's hot. You're
Very
hot.
Yeah.
But Mike has the.
Thank you.
We've just broken your spirit. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're very, very hot. Mike Cannon has the Brooklyn hipster thing, which obviously
Yeah.
I have a proclivity towards.
Right.
But yeah,
No, he
you
doesn't.
Huh? Yeah,
He's
on
not
that set of
Brooklyn.
Vice he did. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He had like the Shawshank Redemption hat.
Yeah, with the
rolled cuffs.
No.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
swear to God, it
You
was
look
actually
like
really
a cast
crazy.
member
Yes.
of all that.
Yes,
What?
yes, he did. He was dressed like he had like his pant legs rolled up. He had he did look
It
very
was
hipster.
Gaffer. It was Gaffer.
Yes.
Like he would have a carabiner and a Sharpie kind of guy.
Yep.
He doesn't dress like that on stage. I'm telling you, it was different. Yes. You're very hot too. I like when the tattoos are showing.
Thank you.
A little less purple, you know what I mean? But
Right.
you know when you were really hot on the set of Ice? My God, that suit.
You like that?
What are we doing?
You like that
That was
one?
amazing.
Yeah, baby.
It was a great suit.
Yeah.
But
you
Mike
missed a ton
Cannon-
of fun, Ian.
He would have been so good.
He's gonna
Some
be
of
good.
those people were not good.
I know. Well, so a couple of the people were like, they would like be whispering, like not whispering, like the producer would be in my ear, be like, "Hey, so and so isn't saying anything, so can you stand up and do
slap
your
him?
no? Can you stand up and do like your jokes in front of them so it's easier for us to edit them out?"
Oh, nice.
Like it was like that, where they were
No.
like, "We're gonna play it." Like they were calling audibles. Like they were like,
Amazing.
"Hey, so and so's really bombing, so he's not gonna make the show." So just stand up and do this next line to that camera B, so it's easier for us to just edit around that person.
I felt like I was bombing but crushing with you.
No, you're going to be in.
Like we were.
Oh, that's great.
I had,
No,
a,
yeah.
good, I
That's
had a good
awesome.
rapport with him where I would be. He'd be like, "Here's a question for you, Jordan," and I'd be like, "Here's a question for you. How did our careers take us here?"
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
We have
and
fun.
the audience would be like,
Yeah.
or he'd be like, "Which hair piece is real or fake?"
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "I don't know, but that guy's wearing a different man's skin as a face."
Yeah, and it
and
would
the
be
audience
great.
would just be like,
Meanwhile, I'm just in my basement.
"Yeah."
Everything's fine.
Ian would have been great.
Everything's fine. I'll be there one day.
We should give carpentry lessons. That'd be great.
I know.
I would love that.
Because you know what I'd love if you guys, and maybe this be a fun thing, we film it, like I want to be able to like build my daughter the treehouse and like not tell her, be like, "Daddy's an idiot, Daddy's stupid."
Yeah.
And then I just come home one day with one less finger and I don't explain it. I'm like,
The Sergio.
I'm like, it was a crazy show, but it
Yeah.
really sawed my finger off trying to make her this treehouse. And then I just unveiled the treehouse for her.
That'd be great.
Let's do it.
Cool, right?
Dude, that's the thing. That's like the show that you wanted to make, but just fucking make it. Don't use the network or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Okay,
not?
let's
And
do it.
also, that's more relatable than fucking anything else because there's so many guys out there that don't know how to do shit for their kids or for their family. Even like fixing a hole in the wall or hanging something. So many people don't know how
That's
to
what
do
me
that.
and Palufo were pitching a show to because they liked me
Yeah.
at the one that you did. So we were pitching a show where we go into like these guys' houses and they're like, "I'm trying to run a podcast studio and fuck women," and we're like, "Okay," and we rebuild their whole little tiny apartment.
Oh, Palufo can build stuff as well.
She is an art handler, so she's very good at precision, and she's designed. She would be like, "This goes here," and then I would build it.
So could you like, what could you genuinely build from scratch?
house.
Like you could build
A
a house
house,
from
yeah.
scratch with a crew. Like I gave you a crew and I'm like, "Can you build a house?" And you're like, "Whatever the dimensions are, I can figure that out." You know, like where to start. You know everything what to do.
I could frame. You have no idea.
You know architecture.
I have built realistically 8 houses. Yeah, you're a fucking bitch.
No, I was a remodel carpenter. You build a house, fuck up the kitchen. I come in, tear it out, and I build the kitchen.
Yeah,
And
I've
the
also
basement.
done that.
Well, I could do it
Here's
better.
the one things I can't do. I can't do cabinetry.
Oh, who can?
You can build a cabinet?
if it's
Suck
prefab.
my- yeah,
You know
duh,
what?
no shit. You
I'll
fucking retard.
just put all my shit in bags. I don't need cabinets.
Yeah, I can't do fine furniture cabinetry, but I
No,
can
I
frame
can't.
out a house.
Can you do
Roof.
Can you do tile?
Yes.
I'm killer tile. Backsplash.
Concrete.
Heartbeat. Can't
Really?
do concrete. Oh,
You can't do
uh-oh.
concrete. I love
We
concrete.
need
I love
concrete,
drywall.
right?
You love drywall.
I love drywall. I love
Wow.
hanging,
Together.
painting, mudding.
Wow. Yes.
It's meditative. You
I'm
feather
very
it
good
out.
at drywall, but I hate it.
Woo, I love
So
it.
do you think there's a strong possibility I could learn to love this stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the best.
Dude, there is something so
You're screaming.
I'm excited. There's something so freeing about having a task, completing it, and physically having
Oh my
proof
God.
that you did it. And also the accomplishment you feel of seeing how better you get. Plus, on top of the fact that you are helping yourself and others by doing these things.
Yeah, because there's a lot of opportunities I get that I just don't take. Like 2 days ago, the kids were home from school, and my Jasmine got my stepson a new desk for his room, and it came in these big boxes, and
Oh, no.
I put the boxes in his room. And then she said to me, listen, I'm going to build this. Just go sit with the kids downstairs and watch cartoons.
Wow.
So I sat down there with the kids, like, you know, what a woman's role used to be. And I just sat down there and played games and watched Coco Melon, and we took naps. And she built that whole thing where I should have just been like, you know what? Yes, one of us has to go watch the kids, but
you watch the kids. You're the woman. I'll fix it. I'm the man. I'm going to fuck the shit out of you.
Yeah. Let me do it, or let me watch you.
No,
do it, or
that's
do it
bad.
together. But
No,
but it's literally
you can build an IKEA thing.
But see, here's the thing. I think maybe I could, but when I see the
You've
directions,
never built a.
no, because when I see it all, it gives me palpable anxiety, and it makes me want to pass out. And I'm like, I can't do this. So I think maybe it's that I don't have any motivation to do it, but now I do. Now I'm like, now life has been like, do you really want to be a dad that
You gotta
can't do
save your
anything for his
family.
daughters?
Yeah.
You know,
there's a rotating cast of
men
handymen that are
fucking
just
your
tearing
women.
your
Oh wow,
gal
you were
down.
going to say that. I was
Yeah.
going to take over the bit and make it into a different bit, but it's the same thing.
sorry.
This isn't a matter of
But it's
I need
so
to
sweet
learn.
that you
It's a
sat and
matter
watched games.
of saving your family.
right.
But I think he gets to get away with it. The guy, because I would rather marry a guy like that because I want to go build a shelf and I don't want to fucking watch Coco bullshit. I fucking hate that shit.
Yeah.
You watch the kids, you the nap, a little jealous of, but
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
I don't want the guy to be like, "Oh, I'll do it." That pisses
No,
me
my
off.
kids want to watch that stuff with me. They're like, Daddy does the voices. Mom,
That-
go build stuff. Go
yes.
take out the trash.
And those are like memories they're gonna have forever, and that's better than being like, "Well, I built this for you." You know?
Well, but I do think like, because it is now like my older daughter just knows. My older daughter's like, oh, Dad can't build anything or do anything. Like a package will come and you know, it'll be like tools or something. It's like,
You
this is
just
for
start
mommy.
sobbing.
Yeah. And then, it'll be like, you know, like a pair of like fucking athleisure pants. Like, these are for Daddy, you know, like a pair of Spanx. They're like, this is for one of Daddy's bits. And so I got to deal with that. But I don't know. Now things are changing. I want to learn. I think this is the idea. Jordan teaches me how to build stuff for my daughter.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You can come.
And I'm kicked out again. She's I know how to do shit.
Yeah, the network.
Oh, you come. I need somebody.
The network again. Yes.
This is your thing. You're the network.
No.
I need somebody to hold the other line of the tape, so you can do that. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, good.
The
All right,
treehouse is great. My dad built me a treehouse once between three trees.
My dad built me a
Hung a
treehouse.
fucking really. Our dads were sick. Hung a fucking punching bag underneath so I could take out my anger.
My dad did
Put
that.
hooks under it.
No, in the basement though.
Hung the ladder so I could unclip it and pull it back up so no boys allowed. Hung a bucket off with a rope so I could bring kitties up
Right.
and throw them off
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
And you just stayed out there all day.
all day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
But I was too fat. Because if you unclipped the ladder, it made it like this, and I was too fat. You know
So-
what I mean?
yeah,
So it
yeah.
always had to stay clipped. So I'd have to go, Dad, unclip the ladder, and then I'd pull it up, and then I'd have to call him late a few hours later.
bring me up a cheeseburger
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
bucket.
yeah, totally.
Dad, get
Yeah.
the crane.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I
So
loved
this
it.
is good. This is positive. But here's what happens with me is I'm really excited. Then tomorrow you'll be like, hey, let's do it. And I'll be like, I can't.
No, me too.
Because my anxiety
We're
will be
never
like,
gonna
you're not
do
going to
this.
do it.
What you have to do is tell somebody else, hey, $1 million idea, and then they'll make us do it.
Right,
with
they'll make
cameras.
you do it.
Hello.
Ian's got it.
I put my way in.
Absolutely not.
What the fuck?
Do you know how long we've been saying we're going to box?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just never
Never
happened.
Box of
happens.
Sergio.
Right. Would you ever like look back at your joke notebook, like, or my joke, not even my notebook, because you know those.
And it's just turned into a sad journal.
Well, no, my
Yes.
joke, like sometimes I write bits on my iPhone. So like that is saved since like 2012. And there's
Yeah.
certain bits that's like in caps, like work on this
Yeah.
bit. And I still haven't done it.
Yeah.
10 years later, I'm like, I don't do the bit anymore, but I'm like, I just don't even
Yeah.
think about that.
Yeah, it's fucked up. How
It's
do we
fucked
deal
up.
with that? I go back and I'm like, this is gold if I actually just worked it out.
I'm just like, I think it's one of those things where like you gotta at times be like, hey, I'm doing okay in life. I have gratitude, but there's a lot. If you don't remind yourself of that, you can at any level in your life or any career you have be like, you can think that you're a piece of shit very quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And think
Yeah.
you're nothing very quickly.
Yeah.
But that's why I always try to be like, at least once a week, be like, hey, stop, go, be grateful, you know, whatever. And I always try to go, the reason why my mother taught me this, she was like, always try to go to the same place once a year or once every 3 or 4 years, because you'll always think about where you were at that time last year, and you'll know, am I doing better? Am I doing, where do I
yeah.
feel?
Yeah.
So for me, I actually do that with London. Every time I go to London, like I only go like once every 4 or 5 years, because I'm like, just with comedy, because I'm like, let me see 5 years ago, where was I versus now,
awesome.
and then do that. But like more short term, like that's why I'm a family, like, you know, we'll go to, like, we used to go to Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Hershey.
And like every year I would remember, like even as a kid, like, oh, I was a little taller, you know, like whatever your goals were as a kid, I was taller, I can, you know, run faster now, whatever. So
that's beautiful.
But,
I love that.
Hershey Park rules.
Dude, Hershey Park's the best.
That's like journaling too, is you write down when you're not just like getting your bad thoughts out or whatever, but when you're feeling good, so that when you do feel bad, you can go back and see concrete proof of like, I felt great before, I can get back there, see how many things I have to be grateful for. And it like knocks you out of some loop you can get into.
Getting off social media helped me with that a lot. I know it's like vital for our career, but I just, you know, and I know that it's like, you know, not everyone can do this. I get it, but I just have someone who posts everything for me, and I don't look at it at all. And I just trust in that person. Like, because one of my friends, like, you just gave somebody your password, like they can ruin. I'm like, then let them. I don't care.
That's so freeing.
It's cancer. I want it away from. I don't care what they do with it. I don't even care if they're like, oh, the post is wrong, and I'll just text them and be like, hey, just reword that. I don't care. I'm like, I'll either keep going. I'll either sell tickets or I won't. I've like let it go. But what the thing that I've noticed is, it's not only do I feel like better about myself as a person from getting off social media, from comparing myself to others, like getting away from comparing yourself to others has been huge. But even more, what I notice is comparing myself to myself. I would be on there and then look at where I was 4 months ago and then feel inadequate. Oh, I looked better then. Or I feel your brain will be like, you had more back then. You were doing better back then. But it was like, you just took the perfect angle of a picture, or you took a picture.
You cared more than about
whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then so I notice like now I don't compare me to me. I only like I'm very much in the present. I'm very much like, well, I care about what my family thinks. I care about what the people in the room think, but I'm not like so sucked into, you know, constantly looking at what others have and then making me feel like I don't have anything. Teddy Roosevelt, comparison is the thief of joy.
That's true.
Bang.
I want to say something now.
Ian Finance. I can also build
on weekends.
Things. During the week too.
I like
almost last
in
night.
my neighborhood. The other day I was on my motorcycle and I was coming to the cellar, and then I live in the neighborhood. I found out about my neighborhood, Ditmas, because I used to build stuff for rich people there and landscape there. Right. So I was like, this neighborhood, and I passed my old boss who like fired me. Because why did he fire me? Because he was switching to
you called him a Jew?
Yeah, he is a Jew.
Well,
he's switching to an all Mexican crew, just like laborers and stuff.
No.
But I was like, man, I like used to like that guy used to scare me, and I would show up like just a couple years ago. I would be like, hey, and I like passed him, and he was like carrying the mulch to somebody's yard, and I was like on the motorcycle on my way to the cellar, living in one of the houses I used to work on, and I was like, this is very nice. This is the best feeling.
Yeah,
I can do that because I've been in New York City since 2003. So I go places. I go.
I wish you were here 9/11.
You have a lot of those.
Yeah. I was bleeding in the street over there.
Or with like a Tell and Louie. That's a big one too.
Yeah,
where they're like texting, being like, "Hey, can you?" And I'm like, "This is." I literally used to memorize every single word that you know what I mean? I
used to listen to a Tell when I was
say your words into
doing drywall with guys in Delaware.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I bought Ian's merch once.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What was the merch?
It's a t-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I
got some if you want one.
I like. Yeah. I'm a large now. No, that's good. That I think you know, yeah, like it and also too, one thing, like I would always like, you got to sometimes, I think, like use something to like motivate you, even if it's not real, but you don't announce it to anyone. It's like you just create something in your brain that's not real. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not, but it's like you have some type of motivation. And what I used to think like, you know, if I don't get something or something doesn't go my way and somebody caused me to not, I'd be like, I'm going to show that motherfucker X, Y, and Z. But much like you with your boss, by the time you passed your boss, you didn't care.
Not at all.
You let it go. And that's usually what happens. You use the motivation to get past them. But by the time you get there, I'm like, oh, I don't care. I'm not angry at them anymore. So I'll just keep moving on. Like, you know?
Right. Totally. So, that's why exes are the best.
Yeah.
That's why it scares me to be in a long-term relationship too, because so much of my motivation
is... Are you in one? Are you in a relationship?
No.
Single?
What?
Uh-oh.
I'm with a guy who breaks up with me every other week, so I don't feel comfortable saying that we're dating. Yeah, it's really, really fun.
That's fun.
I have a streak of gray hair
great.
now.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good.
It's really
good.
So, yes, yep. But it does.
Why do you keep taking him back then?
Low self-esteem.
No, love him very much. Love him very much.
No,
he rules.
He
He's the best.
doesn't.
Why does he keep breaking up with you?
He's terrible.
What's like? Is it? You think he just doesn't want to be in a relationship?
She's
do you
a
think,
lot.
Is he a contractor working on Staten Island?
No, but he does do carpentry.
Okay. Well, because I'm wondering if he's breaking up with you every time he has a job at my house.
To say stop.
Jordan has two things in common with someone. She's like, it's love.
Yeah.
No, the one thing that we have in common is we both hate me, and that's love.
That is love. Yeah.
You need to love yourself. You're great. Come here. Come here. You're great. You're great.
No,
You're
but
great.
he gets, I am a lot. I have OCD. I become a detective who nobody hired when I'm in a relationship.
Yeah,
where
she's
I'm
like, you were looking at me and you blinked twice instead of once. But are you thinking about breaking up with him?
But as we both know, that wouldn't be the case if I was in a secure relationship where they're like, hey, I'm with you.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. But because he's broken up with me so many times now, I'm like,
It can always happen. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but I also understand it because I feel similarly. When I'm in a relationship, all of a sudden you get that thought where you're like, but when is it gonna end? It should end. It can't be forever.
Yeah,
should we stop it now?
Yeah.
So I get that feeling.
Well, you're
And I
always
like
waiting for
being
the shoe to drop.
I like, but I also like the anonymity. I understand the feeling of wanting to be a solo ranger. I do get it.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll have these thoughts, and then I'll panic, or he'll be like, well, what if? And I'm like, well, then let's just end it, because if you have that thought, we can't have it. And he's like, well, if I'm having that thought and you just want to end it, then we should, because of it. So yeah, we're both just fucked up.
I think there is with relationships like that, it seems like there might be a time if you just stick it out, it just like goes away.
That's what we're trying to do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to take the little wins of like the fact that he's even not dealing with.
This is a public one, isn't it?
Yeah, but no. I'm giving credit. I'm saying the fact that
I know, but I don't want everybody to listen to me. Come on,
Yeah, but you've already.
No, but what you're going to do is a little too vulnerable.
No.
Ethan's getting weird. Ethan's getting weird.
Yeah.
Getting weird.
What time is it?
Swimming in
I
his
gotta pick up
shirt
my
because he
daughter.
looks like he has AIDS.
What time is it?
Oh, it's 2:27.
All right, I got 3 minutes and I got to go.
Can I just say
I gotta pick up my kid.
No.
You got to celebrate the little wins, and the fact that he's putting up with all is further than he was before, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
You're worth being with.
I know, but I don't want to. But this is the what I'm saying.
The thing that gets in the way, you guys, is it ever your stuff or that big piece of skin?
Where is it? Where's the
taser?
Where's the taser? Where's the taser?
No.
He's cheating on you with Ian.
Yeah.
I just tried to tase
I've
you.
sucked him. I've sucked him.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Ask how big his dick is. Ask.
Who?
You guys.
How big is his dick?
Probably down to here.
Nice. What about you and your relationship? You want to talk about that? Mr.
No,
texting me
this
at 4
has been
a.m.
a very
Mr.
fun
texting me at 4
podcast.
I want to reach out, but I'm gay.
I know. I remember one time, Ian, I don't know, this might have been a couple of girlfriends ago where you were like, you talking about a girl. I remember I never met her, but you were like, I'm so in love and this and that. And I was like, dude, I'm so happy for you. And then I got in my car. I was like, Ian might commit suicide.
Yeah.
That woman is going to crush Ian.
Yeah.
Like I saw a comic, I won't name him. A comic came into our podcast, the one I do with Sal Volcano. Hey, babe, like a couple of months ago, comes in. And he had, he's just not met her, but they were dating for like 2 months. And like, right, like before even the mics turned on, he was like, this is my girlfriend, whatever. He's like, we're trying to get pregnant. We love each other, like this and that. And I was just like, and there was like, we did the podcast. As soon as he left, Sal and I were like, this is going to end so bad. He does. And then it ended so bad.
You could just tell by how emphatically he was invested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only reason I know this is because I was that guy and got smoked. I mean, smoked. And then it was just a learning lesson to be like crawling back to your family, being like, what happened? And my mom and dad were like, we told you. But my dad was like, you had to go through this on your own. He's like, he gave the perfect example. He had perfect thing. And then I still dealt with the pain for a few months, but he told me, he was like, it's only going to be chemicals. You drink a lot of water, you pee out those chemicals for this woman. You're not going to care about her in a year. And he was right. Not that you don't care about them. You still care about them as a human, but I didn't care. Like,
it's not debilitating.
But he said to me, he goes, what do I always tell you? He goes, I always told you, you dodged a bullet with that girl. You always what I tell you all your life, you dodged a bullet. He goes, well, with this girl, you got shot. You got shot. You got hit with that bullet. Doesn't feel good, right? It ain't. He was like, it ain't fatal, but you got shot.
Wow.
He goes, so now you got to deal with that. And I was like, he was like, it doesn't feel good when you get shot. And I was like, yeah. And so now proceed with caution. Now I feel like
Ethan with the crazy girl that you've been pursuing, that nuts, wild titty.
Yes.
She's so hot.
Titty whore.
I believe it. And listen, that's good. I think go for that. You're only going to live once, but you have to understand that it's going to hurt when it's over. It's really going to hurt.
Yeah.
But my thing hurt, but I'm proud of how I've dealt with it and where I'm at.
No, you've been
with
amazing with this
right?
one. Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
totally.
Because there truly is love there. And just right now is not the time. And, you know, you walked in the apartment and the first thing you said was, there's been a lot of heartbreak here.
I could feel it. I could feel the pain.
We're okay.
When I walked in, I said, this feels familiar from what I went through.
Yeah.
But that's why you just got to put on a good song, feel good, hang out in the basement, and everything's all right.
Thank you, Chris, for coming on.
Thanks for coming.
Get your sandwich.
Thank you for having me. I'll take my sandwich.
You want to plug anything?
Yes, ChristyComedy.com for Tiki Wikis. Cleveland, Florida. Just go to ChristyComedy.com for tickets. Oh, Vancouver, California. We're coming out, and Ian's going to be on season 2, maybe.
Yep. Cut it before maybe. Thanks for tuning in. Patreon.com/Beanie and Bob. We love you. Bye.